I'm Wenonah Hauter, the Executive Director of Food and Water Watch. I know you're as concerned about the climate crisis as I am. I want to take a moment to share my growing concerns about Governor Moore's failure to take the action he promised. He gave us high hopes that he'd make Maryland a model of renewable energy for the nation. Remember, Governor Moore said he wanted Maryland to be a climate leader and promised to reach 100% clean energy by 2035 and net zero gas emissions by 2045. And here we are, 2 years later, and all that Maryland has to show for it is a lot of rhetoric. He seems afraid to act decisively. I'm asking you to call Governor Moore's office at 1-888-498-2945 to tell Governor Moore, no more delays. We need action now to get us off fossil fuels and to move towards 100% clean energy in Maryland. I also want to invite you to a rally on July 24th at the Maryland Department of Environment at noon in Baltimore, where we're going to make our collective demands to the governor clear. Now, here's a little more background. The executive order that the governor signed in June just kicks the can down the road again. There are no meaningful, actionable priorities or timelines for fulfilling his climate promises. In fact, all the order did was instruct his agencies to come up with yet another report by November 1st of this year. Governor Moore already had done something very similar to this last year. In 2023, he instructed the Maryland Department of Environment to develop a plan across sectors and agencies. The final report came out in the fall of 2023. We believe that at this point, the governor would prioritize acting on his vision and implement the ideas from this comprehensive report, would be via legislation and his own powers as the head of the executive branch. But none of this happened. And the new June executive order does little to clarify exactly what the governor is going to do. It's just another plan that doesn't lay out his priorities. This order seems more like political posturing that's meant to look good, but it actually has very little substance. And there are a lot of decisions Moore has to make about exactly what he means by clean energy. Because his administration has flirted with plans to support programs and subsidies for carbon capture and hydrogen, which are just going to prop up the fossil fuel industry. And perhaps just as surprising, the governor has backed support for new data centers in the state that will require huge amounts of energy and are going to shoo in new nuclear plants. 2 years into his administration, Governor Moore is not acting like the climate champion we elected. Meanwhile, the effects of climate change are more obvious today than they were yesterday. It's time for Governor Moore to meet the moment. We need an actionable plan that retires dirty fossil fuel plants once and for all and builds out the infrastructure we need to supply Maryland with solar and wind energy. And that's why this summer, Food and Water Watch is launching a series of actions to let the governor know we're frustrated and that he must do more. You can help by calling the governor at his offices at 1-888-498-2945 to tell Governor Moore no more delays. We need action now to get off of fossil fuels and move towards real 100% clean energy in Maryland. Second, we want to invite you to a rally we're holding at the Maryland Department of the Environment and the Department of Energy on July 24th at the Baltimore headquarters, with the goal of sending a clear signal for the administration that we're disappointed in the lack of an actionable plan. We'll be sharing more information on our social media channels in the next few days so that we can keep you posted. Thank you for our time, and I hope you call Governor Moore today.